No matter who you are a fan of, please subscribe to support me. Thank you. Love you all very much. Who would win in a fight between Deadpool and Deathstroke? Wade Wilson, or Deadpool, as the world knows him better, wasn't born a natural mutant of the universe. His journey took a darker turn when his body, ravaged by cancer, became a living experiment for the Weapon X program. There, the gene that gave Wolverine his regeneration ability was directly implanted into him, merging the devastation of his illness with a new form of life. From that moment on, Deadpool didn't just survive on willpower, he also relied on an almost limitless regenerative power. Every cell in his body constantly fights decay. And ironically, this very chaos creates a healing ability few could ever imagine. The more severe the injury, the more intensely his regenerative power reacts. Deadpool's mood, mental state, and even his perception can cause his healing speed to fluctuate erratically. A clear example of this appeared in Deadpool 2018, #2, where his regenerative abilities reached an almost absurd level. But Deadpool isn't just known for his practical immortality. He's a master of brutal assassinations, skilled with everything from firearms to close-quarters combat weapons, along with countless confrontation techniques. Despite his seemingly reckless and wild exterior, Wade Wilson possesses an impressive military training background and a very unpredictable type of intelligence. It's an intelligence not measured by education or reasoning, but by the ability to survive in various situations. Deadpool exists on the border of tragedy, chaos, and twisted humor. But these very things have carved out a special icon in the superhero world, one who never gives up. Deadpool's strength doesn't come from massive muscles or special enhancement techniques, but from his body's regenerative abilities. Thanks to this peculiar biological defense layer, his physicality and reflexes often surpass most street-level opponents. However, that doesn't make Deadpool invincible. Just one impulsive moment, like when he punched a steel wall and broke his arm to the point of disfigurement. Wade Wilson always appears with two iconic weapons: his twin katanas, as sharp as his sarcastic wit, and pistols that can finish off opponents from a distance. Along with these are countless types of explosives he hides in his combat suit, as if always ready to turn the battlefield into a chaotic party. Interestingly, Deadpool rarely uses armor, not because he lacks the means, but seemingly because he just doesn't care. With his continuous regeneration, getting injured has never been something that holds him back. Occasionally, Deadpool carries a teleportation device, an item any professional warrior would dream of owning. But for him, it operates as unpredictably as its owner's personality. It might take him exactly where he needs to go or toss him into a completely irrelevant location. Because of this, Wade usually only uses it to make a quick escape or shorten a journey when the opportunity arises, rather than relying on it during confrontations. Even though Deadpool has enough weapons to open a whole store, the most dangerous thing he possesses isn't physical, it's his mouth that never stays quiet. Wade can make opponents drop their guard with just a few random remarks, confusing jokes, or even by breaking the fourth wall as if he doesn't belong in the world they live in. This chaos draws enemies into his strange rhythm, and in the moment they lose focus, Deadpool strikes. Deadpool fights with guns, swords, and minds, but what makes him a real threat is the combination of his madness, adaptability, and unpredictable intelligence. He's both a joke and a nightmare on the battlefield. Deadpool operates without the burden of consequence. Taking a life doesn't faze him, and this disregard for rules makes him both easily exploitable and a dangerous wildcard no one dares underestimate. Wade Wilson rarely acts purely for the joy of violence. Deadpool doesn't shy away from being compared to Deathstroke. He even shows this self-awareness with half-serious, half-joking remarks. However, after a recent self-induced memory wipe, he's not even sure what he still retains. Deadpool always jumps into trouble with his characteristic recklessness, partly due to his impulsive nature, and partly because he knows his regeneration will keep him standing no matter how many times he gets pulverized. This immortality sometimes makes him frighteningly careless. But whenever Wade gets truly serious, his demeanor completely changes. Deadpool, in a way, is the one who puts a smile on his patched-up face, both running from the world and finding a way to exist in it on his own terms. Slade Wilson, or Deathstroke as the world warily refers to him, isn't the type of warrior created overnight. He embarked on his superhuman path by his own choice, actively participating in Project X, where special individuals were pushed to the ultimate limits of survival. There, the deep-seated instincts within his body were awakened. Slade's brain not only operates faster, but also functions at a microscopic level, allowing him to control and process information as if every cell were thinking. This transformation granted Deathstroke a series of superhuman abilities. Wounds that would be fatal to an ordinary person only pause him for a moment. In just one night, injuries from bullet wounds, knife cuts, or impacts can vanish as if they never happened. This rapid regeneration helps him always stay ready for any confrontation. Slade's physical strength also reached an unbelievable level. His ability to finish off an opponent with a kick that shatters a steel drum isn't an exaggeration. It's a clear testament to his complete dominance on the battlefield. Alongside this, his speed and reflexes are amplified to an absurd degree. Deathstroke once used his staff to block Superman's heat vision, then immediately drew his sword and did the same again. That wasn't luck, it was precise calculation down to every heartbeat. Slade Wilson's intellect is a weapon even sharper than any sword he's ever wielded. Deathstroke's reasoning ability is so sophisticated that almost no one can deceive him. With that enhanced brain, he sees strategies, vulnerabilities, and future scenarios before his enemies even realize they've entered the game. Alongside this, his senses and durability are enhanced to a point where animal instinct almost merges with superhuman reason. He perceives movement, sound, threats, and opportunities in ways ordinary people cannot comprehend. Deathstroke isn't just an enhanced warrior. He's a combination of cold intellect, honed power, and superhuman adaptability, creating an opponent even the strongest heroes must be wary of. In a world of those who live by blade and barrel, the name Deathstroke rings out as a chilling warning. Slade Wilson isn't just remembered as a dangerous assassin, he's the benchmark of perfection in the art of target elimination. That reputation wasn't built on rumors, but forged from countless campaigns drenched in sweat, blood, and strategies executed with ruthless precision. For years, he's been considered one of the most comprehensively trained warriors on Earth. Deathstroke is proficient with almost every type of weapon humanity can create. From incendiary rounds to bladed weapons, he wields them as natural extensions of his own body, a result of rigorous training that began in his youth. Slade once studied swordsmanship in traditional academic settings, but his iron discipline and ambition pushed him beyond the standards his teachers ever imagined. At 16, when many were still figuring out their futures, Slade joined the military and immediately stood out. Through each mission, he became a symbol of pure combat prowess. Rapidly rising through the ranks, he was awarded medals at a very young age, earning the respect of many seasoned warriors. Every campaign he participated in expanded the legend of a soldier who never retreated, an almost perfect fighting machine. When his military career peaked, Slade Wilson held the rank of lieutenant colonel, becoming a legend even before Project X or his superhuman abilities entered his life. In other words, Deathstroke wasn't created by superhuman power. His very being, his will, and his intellect built a foundation that any subsequent power only amplified. Deathstroke's gear has long been a symbol of absolute ruthlessness and efficiency on the battlefield. His familiar uniform isn't just protective clothing, it's armor designed to withstand the most fearsome types of firepower. Close-range pistol shots struggle to penetrate it, and even firepower from attack helicopters isn't enough to phase it. Its resistance to knives, acids, and in many cases, its ability to self-repair after damage makes it one of the most reliable suits of armor among mercenaries. Behind his half-black, half-orange mask is an integrated air filtration system, sometimes accompanied by other support devices. However, these accessories primarily serve his missions and don't enhance his defensive capabilities. Slade Wilson's most iconic weapon is the sword many refer to by the name associated with him, Deathstroke. This blade is coated in promethium, an almost invulnerable metal with an almost limitless capacity for energy absorption. As a result, it can pierce through materials many consider impenetrable, including armor and Superman's steel-hard skin. Besides his sword, Slade also possesses a versatile titanium staff, integrated with a plasma torch hot enough to slice through steel as if it were soft cheese. This staff operates smoothly, even underwater or in submarine environments, and can emit energy beams like lasers. When needed, he can also trigger plasma bursts or create ultrasonic waves to control the battlefield. Deathstroke always carries a Glock 19, a compact yet considerably powerful pistol. Additionally, he keeps various types of ammunition and explosives ready, including new gel-reinforced rounds to increase penetration. Slade also always keeps a knife by his side as a backup weapon, though he rarely truly needs it. With this arsenal, Deathstroke is not just a formidable warrior due to his skills or superpowers, but also because every weapon he carries is selected and used with absolute ruthless calculation. Deathstroke is an extremely intelligent character with multiple plans running simultaneously, and he enjoys playing mind games. He also rarely speaks during combat unless it amuses him. He admires figures like Batman and tries his best not to kill him. He doesn't believe in endangering innocence, nor does he believe he's a villain. He considers himself a cleaner. However, Deathstroke doesn't hesitate to kill those he deems deserving of death or who have tried to kill him. Deathstroke's weakness is his family, whether he admits it or not. Even mentioning his family, children, and so on can cause Deathstroke to briefly hesitate. He's also willing to do anything for his children in his own unusual way. That's why the Titans are still alive, as he admitted he could kill them at any time. Deathstroke and Deadpool are like two icons of modern combat style, but when you look closely at each aspect, the disparities between them become very clear. Deathstroke enters the fray with superior strength, speed so sharp it's as if time slows down to accommodate him, and reflexes honed through countless deadly battles. Deadpool's physical advantage only makes him slightly more enduring, while Deathstroke's level of durability comes from both his enhanced body and advanced armor, protecting him from blows ordinary people could only imagine. Weapons also speak volumes about a person. Deathstroke relies on his Prometheum sword, a destructive tool that can cut through almost any familiar material, whereas Deadpool only has his familiar twin katanas. More in quantity doesn't make up for quality. On the battlefield, what tips the scales is the person wielding the weapon, and Deathstroke has proven himself far superior in skill, focus, and tactical thinking. He observes every movement, measures every breath of his opponent, and instantly concludes the quickest way to gain the upper hand. Deadpool has an absurd healing factor that allows him to overcome injuries Deathstroke would be wary of. However, his chaotic mind, impulsiveness, and habit of acting on whims make Deadpool an unpredictable but unstable opponent. This unpredictability sometimes brings surprises, but it also makes him susceptible to the traps of a tactically minded warrior like Deathstroke. With his sharp planning abilities and thoroughly calculated elimination methods, he can finish Deadpool in many ways, from dismembering his body, severely damaging his bone structure, depriving him of air, to directly attacking vital weak points like the head. Deadpool can regenerate, but he can't avoid being completely neutralized in a battle where strategy, clear-headedness, and skill are the deciding factors. Deathstroke would definitely win in a fight. He simply surpasses Deadpool in every aspect, besides the speed of regeneration. Neutralizing or temporarily killing Deadpool wouldn't be difficult for Deathstroke, because a shot to the head or even a stab through Deadpool's face and head would be enough to end the battle. So guys, that's it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Love you much.